new report and journalistic investigation into two charities that abuse and squander your hard-earned donations to fuel the founders' lavish lifestyle. That was the voice of Michael Roberts. In 2003, he began accepting donations from Mother's Legal Defense Fund. In 2012, he created a new legal fund called Father's Fight. The money from donors who believed they were helping Tracey and later her children have been spent on Roberts' double life. Again, the charity's Mother Legal Defense Fund and Father's Fight had never benefited Tracey or her children. 60 Minutes Australia purchased a script from Michael Roberts, presenting it as a news story, and created countless new victims of the charity fraud. Watch.
Small town is so sinister and chilling, it's almost too hard to believe. It's a story of love, betrayal, and murder. And at the centre of it all are two confused young children and their Australian father, who are just desperate to leave America behind and start a new life back home.
The woman in the white sun hat is the mistress Roberts abandoned his children for in 2004. Listen to Roberts tell his children about a place called the Gold Coast, also known as Surfer's Paradise.
The sand at the Gold Coast is pure white.
Michael Roberts is stranded in America.
That simply is not true. Michael raises money for his children and spends it on his lavish life. Watch.
Surfer's Paradise, where we are.
Michael Roberts is not stranded in the United States. He's at his luxury accommodation on the Gold Coast with the woman he chose over his children in 2004. And just to clarify, the young girl in the video is not Roberts' daughter from the United States. It's his other daughter from Finland.
You want to show them the view?
Since 2004, fundraising to help Tracey and her children have been spent on a lavish lifestyle for Michael Roberts. 60 Minutes Australia has done something even worse. Watch.
On the 5th of March 2004, Tracey takes out a life insurance policy on you for $1 million. Did you know about that?
Only when it arrived in the mail.
Why would she want that policy?
Because of what she did a few days later.
Again, they claim Michael was nearly killed because of the existence of an insurance policy, yet he continued to pay the monthly bill on the insurance.
So she had drugged me and I went to sleep and she was sitting on top of me and I had a plastic bag over my head.
Michael says he fought free, fled the home and the marriage.
Michael, a month earlier, wired $66,000 outside the reach of his wife and children. He wasn't done because of the following day, he did the same with $86,000. That same day, he joins Yahoo Personals. 8 days later, he spends Valentine's Day in Kentucky. March 6th, he's off to another online fling in Florida. Before I expose it all, I want to point out, if you've grown up in the United States, you have a great respect for the investigative journalism of CBS's 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes Australia is different. They're more like Jerry Springer. They purchased Michael Roberts' script and presented it as a news story. They even went so far as to claim they were showing the official police polygraph of Michael Roberts, and that the report was inconclusive. The truth? He was found 99% deceptive on relevant questions on if he planned the home invasion. That same fraudulent and deceptive practice is found here with the insurance letter. This is a screen recording of an archive of the original documents Michael Roberts posted on his website. He'd been desperately shopping his story and movie script for over a year. Roberts made a critical error by posting the original insurance letter, and in order to be paid, he deleted the document. Here's the original letter that was deleted, and notice the reference number that is circled in red. That is the reference number that Michael Roberts uses on his canceled checks to pay for the insurance policy. Here's where it gets really twisted. Michael, in order to frame Tracey Richter Roberts, took out an additional $2 million life insurance policy. That's $3 million in total. The documents you're viewing are Michael Roberts' application for an additional $2 million life insurance policy he took out in July 2004. We already saw the checks on the $1 million policy he was paying on that he claims he knew nothing about. That is a lie, because on a $1 million life insurance policy, you have to take a full medical exam. Devious Michael Roberts then cried wolf to his other insurance companies, claiming Tracey overinsured him for $3 million and planned to kill him, even though he took out all the policies and paid for him. He then demanded that they send a cancellation letter. Even with all this proof, here's how 60 Minutes Australia presented it.
The two of the letters from the insurance policy companies saying that, this is quite extraordinary to read, it's recently come to our attention that Mr. Roberts' life, you, may be in jeopardy due to the existence of this policy. Consequently, we're terminating the policy.
This letter is dated September 30th, 2005. That is 17 months after he claims people are trying to kill him to collect on the insurance policy. September 5th, he makes a payment on the policy that he claims people are trying to kill him over. Yet the next day, he's depositing a refund for another life insurance policy he chose to cancel. 60 Minutes Australia reminds me of another guy.
Oh, I see nothing. I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember that failed polygraph 160 Minutes Australia lied about? It turns out the police were interested in large insurance policies taken out prior to the home invasion. However, it was the policies that Michael took out on Tracey. And that brings us back to the date that they were so adamant about. Watch.
5th of March, 2004.
It's actually the 6th of March 2004 that Michael Roberts is concerned about. Michael began to panic because local law enforcement was warning Tracey that she was in danger. And that is where this serpentine tale begins. In order to explain the story of charity fraud, adultery, child drug abuse, jealousy, and revenge, we just need to look at the 65 days prior to March 5th, 2004. Before that, I want to explain a few facts that explains why Michael was so fearful. Local law enforcement had always believed that Tracey acted in self-defense. A doctor had come forward saying that they saw Michael Roberts in town the morning of the attack. Local law enforcement was on the trail of the second intruder. Watch.
We're still looking at several different areas. Again, we still have no clue who that second party was in the house that night.
Michael not only fit the description of the second intruder, he had been charged 9 months earlier and set for trial on the domestic abuse and assault of Tracey, which took place in front of their two sons. Her sons confirmed a second intruder. Tracey's story never changed. She gave an interview to a local news station after the attack. Listen.
There's this person who's still out there, and as a mother, I have a natural instinct to want to protect my children.
And this is where Michael began to fuel his addictions in double life. Through a company called Mile 2, he began raising funds, claiming the attackers tried to rape Tracey twice, and that even his 3-year-old son witnessed the two men. He asked for donations to be sent directly to him. Everyone agreed that the evidence showed Tracey, at the risk of her own life, protected her children in that violent home invasion. County prosecutors said they had no plans to charge Tracey now or ever. Now, with those facts in mind, I'm going to show you the blueprint of how a husband abuses his wife and children out of revenge, commits adultery, and pays for it all by fraud, simply by showing you, as I promised, the 65 days leading up to March 5th, 2004. Day 1, New Year's Eve. Michael, raising money for Mother's Legal Defense Fund, makes biblical references that his marriage to Tracey in Eden could not be any better. Day 2, New Year's Day. While he tells Christian donors his marriage is in Eden, Michael orders how to attract anyone, anytime, anyplace, how to make anyone fall in love with you, the art of seduction. Michael told reporters that Tracey ordered the books, and that's not true. Oh yeah. Here's Michael's credit card statement to show he purchased the books. 5th of January. Michael is back to raising money and updating unsuspecting donors, claiming his love for Tracey and how he is heading home to be with his bride and their children. Tracey believed Michael had changed. The sinister truth of Michael abusing the children, visiting sex sites, single profiles would soon emerge. Remember this donor appeal which Michael Roberts was circulating for Mother's Legal Defense Fund? Take a look at the domain. It's Mile 2, Mile numeral 2. This is a document Michael Roberts provided claiming that he is the 100% beneficial owner of Mile 2. Mile 2 is the company that the donations pass through. The Mile 2 address and the address for the books on how to seduce a person are the same, and the signature on the letter matches the signatures on the checks paying for the insurance policy. That brings us to the 19th of January, 34 days after Michael Roberts claimed to be the 100% beneficial owner of Mile 2, he removes himself as a director of Mile 2 UK. 5th of February. Please take a moment to understand what you're looking at. Michael Roberts is directing the banker to take $40,000 from his joint checking account with Tracey. Here's a check because I want you to see that this has been their joint checking account since at least 1999. Wiring $40,000 from their joint account, plus he's taking $26,000 from Mile 2. That is the company Tracey provided all the seed capital for when Michael could not find a job. The money is being transferred outside the country into accounts that Tracey has no control. We're looking at the building of Murray & Murray in Storm Lake, Iowa. Same day, Roberts wires money outside the country. He retains Murray & Murray to discuss if divorcing Tracey would intensify local law enforcement belief that he orchestrated the attack. 6th of February. This is Michael Roberts' credit card statement after raising donations, exploiting his wife and children, wiring the money out of the country, and retaining a divorce attorney. Michael joins another online dating website. And I just said another online dating website. I'll address that with Michael's next dirty deed also. 6th of February. Michael wires $86,048.52 from his account with Tracey. Notice one of the names on the account, Diana Dawn Roberts. This is Diana Dawn Roberts, Michael's mom. Either she was an avid serial online dater in the United States, or Michael was using her credit card to cheat on his wife. What do you think? This video is only covering the 65 days before March 5th. Another video details all of these documents. Michael and Tracey had 3 children, Noah, Mason, and Bert, and a photo of the same children being exploited in 2002. And 10 years later, Noah and Mason are being pawned again. 9th of February, tipped off from a part-time lover at the Child Protective Services Administrative Abuse Office, Michael heads to his children's school to try and explain the bruising, which is indicative of child abuse. Listen.
Do you want to know how he got that bruise on his back? He got that bruise on his back the same way Mason did about 2 weeks ago.
That was Michael admitting bruising on Noah and Mason. Let's continue.
It's with an adult-sized massage chair that we bought about a month ago.
You're looking at Michael's Australian and USA credit card statements. No purchase of a massage chair exists in 2004. Let's continue.
It's very aggressive. Pulls in the back that needs your back, and it works its all the way down the base just fine. Frankly, it could bruise me if I didn't move sometimes, because it does kneading, it does, there's a lot of back stretch, that's how you got it.
Allow me to put this into context for you. Michael is beating his children routinely, the same children he utilizes to raise money to fuel his double life. Michael begins an affair with a person who works at the Child Abuse Proceeding Assessment Office, who alerts Michael when he is being reported. You're looking at an excerpt from sworn testimony of Mary Higgins about events she witnessed in 2004. She gives a horrifying account of how young Noah acted like a beaten dog if Michael raised his hand to him. Earlier, it was an aggressive massage chair causing the bruising on Noah and Mason. Here, Michael claims that it was tree sap that's causing the welts. This, of course, was another lie, and the investigator reminded Michael that she had a court transcript where he admitted to causing the injuries. This is the report where Michael was found to have abused his daughter multiple times. Bert, the oldest child, is no longer under Michael's care. He was interviewed by Dateline NBC. Watch.
Is he hitting you, giving you the back of the hand kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's, he broke my nose at one point for not cleaning up horse crap, with my bare hands.
And along with the beatings, he said, there was constant humiliation.
One of the worst ones was when I was older, just psychologically. I mean, I was like 13 at the time, and he was beating me, and then, I was crying, and since I was crying, I was a little baby, and the little baby needed its bottle, so, He made me drink out of the bottle.
23rd of February, Michael Roberts illicitly sells Mile 2 for $20,000. Mile 2 was previously known as Zelix. Tracey is the majority owner. Tracey and Michael were each paid equally a salary of $8,000, a salary Tracey is soon defrauded of. 26th of February. Oh yeah. Michael, who's raising money claiming his marriage is in Eden, has been active in the last hour on his Match.com profile. Notice he's projecting, claiming that Tracey is the pathological liar. February 28th. Michael Roberts' worst fear arises. The Weedy wrongful death lawsuit is to be dismissed with prejudice, barring the Weedies from ever pursuing a wrongful death claim against Tracey. Not only is Michael losing the donations which paid for his mistresses, he knows the evidence exonerating Tracey, and that he again is the primary suspect. And let me clarify my use of the word mistresses. Michael Roberts in 2004 has two fiancées, Andrea Berger from Match.com and Heidi Forsbaska from the Christian Cafe, the blonde adulteress in the video clip you're watching. This segment will only detail the affair with Andrea Berger. It should be noted Michael Roberts gave sworn testimony that his marriage to Heidi Forsbaska in 2005 was a fraud, and his marriage to Tracey Richter Roberts didn't end until 2008. That brings us to March 1st, 2004. Michael Roberts sells a real estate holding, 50% owned by his wife, Tracey Richter Roberts, for $490,000. March 6th, 2004. Michael Roberts flies to meet his mistress in Florida, Andrea Berger, as they prepare to buy a new home. The loan and real estate fraud in this transaction are detailed in Part 4 of this series. Do you remember the falsehoods that started this segment? Near March 5th, 2004, Tracey made Michael drowsy and tried to kill him with a plastic bag. The state of Iowa even compensated Michael for the injuries. Let me be clear, the fabrication by Michael Roberts in 60 Minutes Australia is even more appalling when you view the following court documents utilized in custody and other hearings, but ignored by 60 Minutes Australia. 26th of February 2004. Michael Roberts seeks help for having suicidal thoughts and was prescribed multiple medications including the well-known sleep aid Ambien. 4th of March 2004, 1 week later, Michael Roberts complains of heavy drowsiness caused by one of the medications. A future mental health evaluation is scheduled with Dr. William Brink. Michael Roberts filed both a false police report and applied to the Department of Justice Crime Victim Compensation Fund, claiming the attempted murder was on March 11, 2004. 12th of March 2004. Oh yeah. Michael Roberts is having another mental health evaluation. He's quoted as saying, "I'm a suspect for an attempted murder." The patient had rapid speech, he was restless and fidgety, and he had a manic quality as he described how his wife was attacked and she killed one of her attackers last year, and the patient now believes he is a suspect with allegations that he hired someone to try and kill his wife. Michael Roberts lied to the police, the Department of Justice, and was trying to steal as much of the marital assets as possible. Michael Roberts, the day he claims he was suffocated and without air for 10 minutes, was actually out running errands using his credit card. 6 days later, March 17, 2004, Michael begs for forgiveness for having mistreated Tracey during the 8 years of their marriage. Here are a few excerpts. "I now understand that my love should be free, not controlling. I truly see that now. I pray that you might reach deep inside your heart and find whatever grace I have not squandered. Stand guarded, but watch me. Please do not give up on me. Allow me for the first time to honor your uniqueness. I long for your smile. I yearn for the sound of your laughter. I will seek your heart." Oh no. Michael's apology and love letter garnered him additional time, and within 5 weeks he moved nearly an additional $150,000 outside of the United States. 60 Minutes Australia should be ashamed. This video only covers 65 days. Michael Roberts' crimes have been ongoing for 10 years. An innocent woman has been sentenced to die. Her children have been forced to live with the very man they need protection from. There's no better way than to end this video than allowing the viewers to see Michael Roberts jet-setting the globe with his, well, you know what they are. Meanwhile, 60 Minutes Australia claims he's trapped in a small farming town in Iowa.